My name is Eric D. Johnson, also on BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county. It's in the state of Tennessee. Today and date. It's early Monday morning, August the 5th, 2019. The time 2:56 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support for your continued encouragement, support. I'm continuing to keep myself employed right here in this Memphis tri-state area. I'm continuing to further my education, Monroe College online. I'm continuing to pursue my social research and business administration concentration mark. It's a present time to take a break and go to school, but in the very near future, I will be going back to Monroe College online to continue to pursue my social research and business administration concentration mark. And this year, January 2019, I enrolled at Health Tech Institute of Memphis. And it's right here in this Memphis tri-state area, and in the medical assistant program, 9-month program. And reason why I did that, because back in 2009, 2010, I was a student enrolled at Remington College in the medical business coding class, and I graduated with a diploma, but the certification was not part of the tuition, so I didn't have the tuition, so can't be employed in the healthcare field. So like I said, but I'm still having to pay the student loan back. And so, like I said, I enrolled at Health Tech Institute of Memphis right here in this Memphis tri-state area in the medical assistant program. And, graduate 9 months. And that way I can pay my student loan back and be employed in the healthcare field. Now, when I enrolled in this Health Tech Institute of Memphis, I really wasn't just I say aware. I don't really just be trying to know people that in that way. If people don't know me, but for some apparent reason, people had this. I don't know what it is. Like, for some apparent reason, like you try to commit crimes and try to get away with doing stuff on the inside of the building. But when you're not in the building, you can't do that. And so people need to, like I was saying, need to think before you do things, and because it's consequences and repercussions. And while I'm at this Health Tech Institute of Memphis, is people trying to do, conniving and possibly criminal thing inside the building. But gonna continue to stand up for what's right. Continues. Most important thing, first of all, God's word. See, that's the whole point I've been making from day one. Is that people be lying, and then because you be lying, you be like you disregarding God's word. You lie about God's word. You just lie about everything, and you some wannabe devil worshipers. The so-called old world secret society, the sorority and the fraternity, the street organization, street gang, whatever. You just lie. That's all you be doing is lying. There's no such thing as anybody on the East Coast being the leader of anybody, going up and down the East Coast line, talking about you some literature and from some ancient people, and you think you the leader. No, you're not, because you're stupid. And you're not the leader of anything. Now the people in Chicago who lie, you be lying. Talking about you in the gang and all this, you be lying. And a lot of it came from listening to the people on the East Coast. That where, you know, that where a lot of it came from. And you be lying. There's no such thing. Never has been, never will be. See, you be doing the same thing. You be totally disregarding God's word. That's the whole point. You be totally disregarding God's word. You be lying. You be lying. No such thing. Then the people in Los Angeles, California, same thing. You be lying. There's no such thing. No such thing, no blood gang, no crib gang, then the stone gang, all that stuff. You know. See, the history of Los Angeles, the history of America, period. See, you be lying. No such thing. You be lying. Everybody said, retaliate on the Bloods and the Crip gang, blood gang, Crip gang. Retaliate. Retaliate on the blood gang, the Crip gang. Retaliate. Some of that because you be lying. There's no way in the world that people could have been living in Chicago and the history of Chicago, and then you got the nerve to be talking about you in a gang. You be lying. Retaliate on the blood gang, the Crip gang. Retaliate. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. Never has been, never will be. Ain't none of them women on the East Coast the leader of anything. You be lying. And you ain't no different than the women in other parts of America, around the world. You're just women. The men be lying to the women. That's what you be doing. You be lying. Lying to the women. So, let's see, the time is, okay. But, go to God's word, and we're going to just stand on God's word. There's only one church. See, that's the whole point. There's only one church. Always have been, never will. It's always have been and always will be one church. But you be lying. The Catholic Church, all them Protestant, that's the Catholic Church. The American Restoration Movement, the Stone County Movement, you be lying. There's no such thing. There's only one church. Only one. Only one. And that church being persecuted. Being persecuted by people who listen to the devil. And you be lying. There's no such thing as worshiping the devil. We're going to go back. We're going to continue to go back over. You be listening to them ancient people from the past who were deceived by the devil. The Perizzites, the Jebusites, the Girgasites, the Hittites, the Hittites. See, some people, the Hittites, they Indo-European. Some of these other people are Afro-Asiatic. And the Amorites, the Canaanites, them Afro-Asiatic people. The Moabites, the Midianites, the Philistines, they're an Indo-European group of people. And see, these people were devil worship. And they're not the only ones. They're not the only ones. There's some more that's mentioned in the Old Testament. Just like at the end of the book of Genesis, at the beginning of what's the name of the book behind Genesis? Exodus. We talking about the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh at the very beginning, because that was one Pharaoh that helped Joseph and his brothers, and the children of Israel. But the other Pharaoh, the one that made life hard for the children of Israel. See, the devil worship. It was a devil worship. The children of Israel listened to God, but they had a devil worshiper, Pharaoh, over them. And then God chose Moses from the tribe of Levi and to lead the children of Israel out of bondage. So, and that's where a lot of these old world secret societies been getting this literature and information from. It's from the ancient so-called devil-worshiping people. And then the sorority and the fraternity and these so-called street organizations, street gangs. That's where you be getting it from. And it's not right. So, but what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna do my Instagram video. Then after I do my Instagram video, I'm gonna do my Facebook Live video. And see, just to make a point. See, this is what always been the problem. Seeing, and we as humans being sinners and committing sin. That would have been the problem. So now I'm gonna do my Instagram video. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known by BrightShine. They right here in the city of Memphis in the county sheriff in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early, Monday morning, August the 5th, 2019. The time, 3:09 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support for your continued encouragement support. Now these are just a few of the free logo design websites that you can go to make anti-gang logos. Now first, always give thanks to God for all the blessings and guidance that He provides us. Always put God first. Always. There's no such thing, no devil worship. No such thing. No such thing as worshiping the devil. Always give thanks to God for all the blessings and guidance He provides us always. gonna continue to complain. I'm gonna continue to speak out. People saying they're a gang and they're a mob, and then they put stir on the end. Merriam-Webster's Third New International Dictionary, Oxford English Dictionary, it gives you the complete total definition and meaning of the word gang, mob, stir, any and every other word. Then people say they're a boss, they're a goon, they're a thug, they're a crook, they're a hoodlum, they're a mac, they're a player, they're a pimp, they're a whore, they're a hustler. People say they're a nigga, field nigga, house nigga, street slang. It ain't nothing official, ain't nothing right about no street slang. Now, example of street slang, tic-tac-toe. When it comes to music, examples of street slang is hip hop, rock and roll, swing, groove, jazz, blues, funk, doo, wop, bebop. It's street slang. Ain't nothing official, nothing right about no street slang. We can go to quick reference, Wikipedia, and we can look up money, currency exchange. People make up street slang for money, currency exchange all over the world. Here in the United States of America, examples of street slang for money, currency exchange: bucks, rack, stack, bands, bread, dough, scratch, loop, moolah, Benjamin, dead president. Ain't nothing official, ain't nothing right about no street slang. Now, I graduated high school, got a high school diploma, and got a few years of college, having earned my associate degree in business administration and concentration marketing from Monroe College Online as of yet. But I do intend to go. I took a break. I do intend to go back to Monroe College Online and earn my associate degree in business administration, concentration marketing. Now, some people, they didn't graduate high school, they got a GED, and then some people, with a GED, they went back to school, earned a social degree, bachelor degree, master degree, PhD. Then you have those other people that just didn't go that far in school period for whatever reason. They ain't finished school. You don't know reading, you don't know writing, you don't know math, you don't know science and technology, you don't know social studies. And then when it comes to, you don't know vocational technical training either. On-the-job training is on-the-job training. Then you have those people, they graduated high school, they took the ACT and SAT, went to college, and earned a social degree, bachelor degree, master degree, PhD, the sorority fraternity. Now, this is the reason why the pre-13 colony history is so important. Harvard University is the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States. March 13, 1639, Cambridge, Massachusetts. William Mary College, Williamsburg, Virginia, founded February 8, 1693, second oldest institution of higher learning in the United States of America. Phi Beta Kappa Society, founded December the 5th, 1776. The College of William and Mary, recognized as the first Greek letter student society in North America. Alpha Delta Phi, first sorority, founded in 1851, Wesleyan College, Macon, Georgia. And the first organization to adopt the word sorority was Gamma Phi Beta, established on November 11, 1874, Syracuse University, Syracuse, New York. And then the first women's fraternity in DuPont College, 18-something. Now, the basis of the sorority fraternity is the old world secret society. For example, the Eastern Star, the Freemasons. They be talking about Euclid, the mathematician, dealing in Alexandria, Egypt, 1390, 1425. Mentioned in the Holloway manuscript, the Reed's poem, and the Cook manuscript. Then you have the Downing manuscript. Now, examples of them old world secret society: Skull and Bones, Rosicrucian, the Sons of Liberty, Thug Society, the Prior Zion Order of Temple Oriented, Knights of the Golden Eagle of Women, the Ancient Arabic Order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, the Improved Order of Raymond, the P.O. Sisterhood, the Eastern Star, the Freemasons, the Elks, the Lower Order of Moose, the Bilderberg Group, the Ku Klux Klan, the Knights of Bethesda, Knights of Columbus, the Illuminati, the Foresters Society, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, the Mystic Order of the Veil, Prophets and the Enchanted Realm, United Order of the Golden Cross, United Ancient Order of the National Grain, the Ancient Order of Hermanians, the Opus Dei, the Knights Templar, the Scottish Rite. I mean, it's just a few. There's some more. Spanish Garduna, the Carbonarian, the Black Hand. You say Mafia, it's Afro-Asiatic. You say Cosa Nostra, the Latin, the Triad, the Yakuza, the Osira, and just a few and some more. Now, the sorority and fraternity. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. The United States Department of Justice. Hazing is a crime. The sorority and fraternity, they use hazing as part of their initiation ritual. And those initiation rituals, devil worship. Devil worship. The sorority and fraternity, they commit crimes on and off the college and university campus. They use and abuse tobacco products, chewing tobacco, cigarette, cigar. They put drugs in the cigarette, cigar. They indulge in gambling and games of chance. They use and abuse alcohol and drugs. They indulge in immoral activities, burglary, robbery. They lie, steal, cheat, commit assault, physical, verbal, sexual assaults, extortion, bribery. They indulge in sexual deviant depravity. Don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. Don't join the sorority fraternity. Get out of the sorority fraternity. Expose the sorority fraternity. Discourage others from having any involvement with the sorority fraternity. That includes, these old world secret societies. And renounce all those responsible for the sorority and fraternity. And denounce the whole concept and idea of the sorority and fraternity. Now, the sorority and fraternity, they work and they manage the businesses, companies, and corporations. And they commit crimes against humanity, atrocities, violations of human rights and civil rights, inhumanity, genocide, and ethnic cleansing, all forms of discrimination and harassment. They pollute the air, ground, and water, as well as noise pollution. They destroy the environment, nature, and wildlife. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. Look, the sorority and fraternity, old world secret society, the street organization, street gangs, and all that. Animal sacrifice, human sacrifice. They be listening to the ancient, the ancient people from the past who were deceived by the devil. Some want to be devil worshipers. They need to be exposed. Yeah, they got to be exposed. God, first of all, God never condoned, never allowed us as humans to listen to the devil, to worship the devil. God never allowed it. Now, this is the International Bill of Human Rights. This is the Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. This is the Declaration of the Rights of the Child. And this is the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. And this is the world's oldest human rights organization, Anti-Slavery International. This is the International Federation for Human Rights. This is the world's oldest international conservation organization, BirdLife International. This is Fauna and Flora International, was the world's first international wildlife conservation organization. This is the world's oldest global environmental organization, International Union for Conservation of Nature, and also the World Wildlife Fund. Now, just like the old organization we just mentioned, there's some more. Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Global Rights, Frontline Defender, Human Rights Without Frontiers, International Center for Human Rights, Conservation International, Wildlife Conservation Society, Conservation Fund, League of Conservation Voters, Earth Watch Institute, Conservancy Association, Earth Justice Conservation Volunteer, Wildlife Conservation Network, Endangered Wildlife Trust, Biodiversity and Nature Conservancy Association, Rare Species Conservation Center, Wildlife Research and Conservation Trust, the Rainforest Trust, the International Rainforest Conservation Organizations, Rainforest Alliance, Rainforest Action Network. Biodiversity International, Earth Day Network, Environmental Defense Fund, Friends of the Earth, Friends of Nature, Greenpeace, the Nature Conservancy, Wildlife Conservation Society, Soil and Water Conservation, Clean Water Action, World Water Council, Marine Conservation Institute, Marine Conservation Alliance, Oceanic Preservation Society, Oceanic Society, Global Ocean Commission, International Marine Life Alliance. Now, excuse me. Now all these organizations, they trying to end, they trying to stop all the crimes that, see, the old World Secret Society, the sorority and fraternity, all these street organization gangs committing crimes. And sorority and fraternity, you know, they work and they manage the businesses, companies, and corporations. And, you know, they use and misuse the background check. And they commit crimes against humanity, atrocities. They violate human rights and civil rights, inhumanity, genocide, and ethnic cleansing, all forms of discrimination and harassment. They pollute the air, ground, water, as well as noise pollution. They destroy the environment, nature, and wildlife. Don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. And all this you know, these ancient people who were worshiping the devil, all this animal sacrifice and human sacrifice. See, that's what the poachers be doing. People that be doing all this poaching. They devil worship. They devil worship. They worship the devil. All this about human sacrifice, drug and alcohol abuse. All this lying that you be doing, you know, committing all the crimes that you commit, whether it be blue collar, white collar. See, you call yourself listening to some ancient wannabe devil worshiping people. instead of listening to God. See, the Catholic Church, organized crime, want to be devil worship. The Latin Rite, Alexandrian Rite, Armenian Rite, Byzantine Rite, East Syrian Rite, West Syrian Rite. Want to be organized crime, some want to be devil worship. Now this is the Protestant Reformation Movement Church in 95 Thesis. And see, that's the Catholic Church. They're the Catholic Church. It's organized crime. Some want to be devil worship. Major branches, minor branches, interdenominational movement. You have other developments, and then you have related movements. That's the Catholic Church. The Protestant Reformation Movement Church in 95 Thesis. That's the Catholic Church. Some organized crime, some want to be devil worship. Excuse me. The American Restoration Movement, the Stone Campbell Movement. That's the Catholic Church. That's the Catholic Church. Some want to be organized crime, some want to be devil worship. The Churches of Christ, the unaffiliated Christian Church, Church of Christ Congregation, the Christian Church, Disciples of Christ. That's the Catholic Church. See, they were trying to go back. They claim they're trying to go back to the 1st century. Well, Saint Ignatius of Antioch and all the rest of Tertullian and all them, they were doing the 1st century. That's when the Catholic Church was trying to build. And what's his name? Paul, the so-called self-proclaimed Paul, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul. I want to be devil worship, the occultists. And during the 1st century. Excuse me. And Saint Ignatius of Antioch, he wrote several letters. One of the letters that he wrote to the Smyrnaeans, and in that letter he wrote the phrase Catholic Church. Catholic Church. And then of course, as you know, after that, in front of 50,000 plus fans at the Roman Colosseum, Saint Ignatius of Antioch was eaten alive by lions. Now, that's organized crime, so want to be devil worship. Then you have these other man-made religious organizations. The Amish, the Mennonites, all this stuff about some polygamists, and, the Mormon Church, Scientology, Zoroaster, the Zoroastrian, they had a prophet. Islam, they have Prophet Muhammad, that's the Sunni Muslim. Prophet Ali, that's the Shiite Muslim. And the Baha'i, they had a prophet. The Sikhs, they had a prophet. And so, and then you had, groups like, like David Koresh and Jim Jones, these cult groups. And so, then you have other groups like the Moorish Science Temple, the Nation of Islam, the 5% Nation, the American Muslim Society. Khalid Muhammad was affiliated with the Nation of Islam. He started the new Black Panther Party. All these various Black Hebrew Israelite groups, for example. over there in Israel, being army. Then you got all these Rastafarian people. Then you got all these Pan-Africanists. There's organized crime, some want to be devil worship. It's the Catholic Church. It's the Catholic Church. and see, the source of the problem, like the Catholic Church and all that, Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul. He is one of the reasons why they have a problem. He's not the only, but he wrote several. He wrote all those epistles. You know, he wrote all those epistles. He was lying. He was lying. He's not no apostle. He was lying. He's not no apostle. He was lying. Now, one of the verses, one of the scriptures that the man-made religious organization used, from the verses that Paul wrote, Romans chapter 16, verse 16, salute one another with the holy kiss. The church, with the suffix ES of Christ, salute you. Another scripture that the man-made religious organization used, 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 4, so that we ourselves glory in you in the church with the suffix ES of God for your patience and faith and all your persecution and tribulation that ye endure. Now this is a list of occult terms from A to Z. And this is a list of occult symbols. Now this is our world religions and occult symbols. And these and these are occult symbols. So, and as you can see, all that stuff, the occult and occult symbols and occult terms and some wannabe devil worship. It's not right. It's not right. These are just a few of the free logo design websites that you go to make anti-gang logos. Now I'm gonna get ready to end my Instagram video. And after I end my Instagram video, I'm gonna do my Facebook Live video. And of course my YouTube channel is recorded. So after, like I said, after I end my Instagram video, I'm gonna do my Facebook Live video. Hold up, I almost forgot. Oh. I almost forgot. Now, this is a list of place names of Native American origin in the United States. State names like Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, New Mexico, North and South Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Then scroll down to the bottom where it says see also. List of place names of indigenous origin in the Americas. Now this is the history of street gangs in the United States. The National Gang Center Bulletin. That's the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. And it was written by Mr. James C. Allen and John P. Moore. Now, as you know, there are books to refer to in the bulletin. Read those books and see. When you read those books, in the back of the book, there are references to refer to. Just like in this information, there's references for you to refer to. Now, excuse me. Now you find that same information on the quick reference Wikipedia, and it's going to be titled "Gangs in the United States." Now I'm going to end my Instagram video. Then do my Facebook Live video. just ended my Instagram video. So now I'm finna do my Facebook Live video. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also on BrightShine, right here in the city of Memphis, in the township, since state of Tennessee, day, early Monday morning, August the 5th, 2019, the time, 3:58 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support, for your continued courage and support. Anti-gang. Now these are just a few of the free logo design websites that you go to make anti-gang logo. Remember these words: coercion, coerce, sexual coercion, psychological coercion, psychological manipulation, psychological abuse. Now, gonna continue to complain, gonna continue to speak out. People saying they're a gang, saying they're a mob. They put the word stir on the end. Well, Merriam-Webster Stir New International Dictionary, Oxford English Dictionary, give you the complete total definition meaning of the word gang, mob, stir, and any and every other word. People say they're a boss, they're a goon, they're a thug, they're a crook, they're a hoodlum, they're a mac, they're a player, they're a pimp, they're a whore, they're a hustler. People say they're a nigga. If you're a nigga, how's a nigga? Look, it's street slang. Nothing official, nothing right about no street slang. Example, street slang, tic-tac-toe. Example, street slang in music. Hip and hop, rock and roll, swing, groove, jazz, blues, funk, doo-wop, bebop. Nothing official, nothing right about no street slang. when it comes to money, currency exchange, people all over the earth use money, currency exchange, and they make up street slang for money, currency exchange. We go to the quick reference, Wikipedia, and we can look up money, currency exchange, and like I said, we can look up the money, currency exchange. We can see that people make up street slang for money, currency exchange now here in the United States of America. Examples of street slang for money, currency exchange: bucks, rack, stack, bands, bread, dough, scratch, loop, moolah, Benjamin's, dead presidents. Ain't nothing official, nothing right about no street slang. Now, I graduated high school, earned my high school diploma. Got a few years of college under my belt. I haven't earned my social degree in business administration, contract marketing from Monroe College Online, but I do intend to go back to school and earn my social degree in business administration, contract marketing from Monroe College Online. Now, then you had those people that just didn't go to front school. They earned their GED, but they, they earned a social degree, bachelor degree, master degree, PhD. Then you had those people who just didn't go to front school, period. And you had those people who graduated high school and took the ACT and took the SAT, and they went on, joined the sorority fraternity. That's the reason why that pre-13 colony history is so important. Harvard University is the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States, founded March 13, 1639 in Cambridge, Massachusetts. William and Mary College in Williamsburg, Virginia, founded February 8, 1693, is the second oldest institution of higher learning. Beta Kappa Society, founded in December 5th, 1776. The College of William Mary is recognized as the first degree letter student South North America. Alpha Delta Pi First Sorority, founded in 1851. Wesleyan College in Macon, Georgia. First organization to adopt the word sorority was the Gamma Phi Beta. Established on November 11, 1874. At Syracuse University in Syracuse, New York. And the first women's fraternity, DuPont College. Now, the basis of the sorority fraternity is the old world secret society. For example, the Eastern Star, the Freemasons. They talk about Euclid, the mathematician, lived in Alexandria, Egypt, 1390, 1425. And he mentioned in the Holloway manuscript or the Reese's poem. Or the Cook manuscript. And also the Dowling manuscript. Now, examples of them old world secret society. Skull and Bones, Rosicrucians, the Sons of Liberty, Thugs Society, Pride of Zion, Ordo Templar Orientis, Knights of the Golden Eagle, the Women. The Ancient Arabic Order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine. Now, the Improved Order of Redmond. The Improved Order of Redmond, the P.O. Sister, the Eastern Star, the Freemason, the Lower Order Moose, the Bilderberg Group. The Ku Klux Klan, Knights of Bethesda, Knights of Columbus, Illuminati, the Father Society, Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, the Mystic Order of the Veil Prophets, for the Enchanted Realm, the United Order of the Golden Cross. There's just a few, there's some more. Now, the Spanish Garduna, the Carbonari, the Black Hand, you say Mafia, there's Afro-Asian, you say Costa Nostra, and Latin, the Triad, the Yakuza, the Osiris. Now the sorority and the fraternity. They work and they manage the businesses, companies, and corporations. Now, the sorority and fraternity. Now, the United States Department of Justice, they already, hazing is a crime. Hazing, the sorority and the fraternity, they use hazing part of the initiation ritual. Those initiation rituals that the sorority and fraternity use, devil worship. The sorority and fraternity, they commit crimes on and off the college and university campus. They use and abuse tobacco products, chewing tobacco, cigarette, cigar. They put drugs in the cigarette, cigar. Now, they use and abuse tobacco products like chewing tobacco, cigarette, cigar. They put drugs in cigarette, cigar. They indulge in gambling and game of chance. They use and abuse alcohol and drugs. They indulge in immoral activities, bribery, extortion, assault, physical, sexual, and verbal assault. They indulge in immoral activities. They indulge in sexual deviance and depravity. Don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. Now, this is the International Bill of Human Rights. And this is the Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. And this is the Declaration of the Rights of the Child. And this is the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. And this is the world's oldest human rights organization, Anti-Slavery International. And this is the International Federation for Human Rights. The world's oldest international conservation organization, BrightShine International. And this is Fauna and Flora International, was the world's first international wildlife organization, conservation organization. And this is the International Union for Conservation of Nature. Now, this is the world's oldest global environmental organization, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, also the World Wildlife Fund. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. And now, the sorority and fraternity, the old world secret society. An example. Now, just like those organizations I just mentioned, there's some more organizations. Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Global Rights, Frontline Defending Human Rights Without Frontier, International Center for Human Rights. And then you have Conservation International, the Wildlife Conservation Society, Conservation Fund, the League of Conservation Voters, the Earth Watch Institute, Conservative Association of Earth Justice, the Conservation Volunteers. The Wildlife Conservation Network, Endangered Wildlife Trust, Biodiversity and Nature Conservancy Association, Rare Species Conservation Center, Wildlife Research and Conservation Trust, the Rainforest Trust, the International Rainforest Conservation Organization, Rainforest Alliance, the Rainforest Action Network. The Biodiversity International Earth Day Network, Environmental Defense Fund, Friends of the Earth, Friends of Nature, Greenpeace, the Nature Conservancy and Wildlife Conservation Society, Soil and Water Conservation, Clean Water Action, Clean Water, World Water Council, Marine Conservation Institute, Marine Conservation Alliance, Oceanic Preservation Society, Oceanic Society, the Global Ocean Commission, the International Marine Life Alliance. And so, like I say, there are many more organizations like these. There are just a few, but they try to stop all the crimes that the sorority and the fraternity, them old world secret societies, that they be trying to commit. And the sorority and fraternity, as you know, they work and manage the businesses, companies, and corporations. They use and misuse the background check They commit crimes against humanity, atrocities, violation of human rights and civil rights, inhumanity, genocide, and ethnic cleansing. All forms of discrimination and harassment. They pollute the air, ground, water, and noise pollution. They destroy the environment, nature, and wildlife. Don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. Don't join the sorority fraternity. Get out of the sorority fraternity. Expose the sorority fraternity. Discourage others from having any involvement with the sorority fraternity. They're criminals. They're criminals. Now, this is a list of place names of Native American origin in the United States. Now you have state names: Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, New Mexico, North and South Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah. Now, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention is a National Gang Center Bulletin, and it's titled History of Street Gangs in the United States. It was written by Mr. James C. Howell, Mr. John P. Moore. Now, there are books in the bulletin to refer to. Read those books in the book. Then in the back of the book, there are references in the back of the book. Now, you can find that same information on the quick reference Wikipedia. It'll have a different title. And it's titled Gangs in the United States. Now, the Catholic Church, organized crime, wannabe devil worship, Latin Rite, Alexandrian Rite, Armenian Rite, Byzantine Rite, East Syrian Rite, West Syrian Rite, organized crime, devil worship. The Protestant Reformation Movement Church's 95 Thesis is organized crime. So wannabe devil worship is the Catholic Church. Major branches, minor branches, interdenominational movement, other developments, and related movements. The American Restoration Movement, Stone Campbell Movement, churches. It's the Catholic Church, the organized crimes, wannabe devil worship. The Churches of Christ, the unaffiliated Christian Church, Church of Christ Congregation, Christian Church, Disciples of Christ. Is organized crimes going to be devil worship. And see, that's the Catholic Church. Saint Ignatius of Antioch wrote several letters. One of the letters he wrote to the Spartans, he wrote the phrase Catholic Church inside the tent. Then you have these man-made religious organizations. Such as the Morris Temple. Now you have these man-made religious organizations such as the Morris Temple, the Nation of Islam, 5% Nation of American Muslim Society, Khalid Muhammad, he was taught by Farrakhan. And you had these various black Hebrew Israelite groups. For example, over there in Israel, being army. Then you had the Rastafari movement. Then you had the Pan-Africanist movement. Now Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, he's a liar, murderer, he's the devil. He wrote all those epistles, and in those epistles he called himself an apostle. He was lying. The man-made religious organization used Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, verses. Scripture. Romans chapter 16, verse 16. So salute one another with an holy kiss. The church, with the subject is of Christ salute you. Another verse that the man-made religious organization used, 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 4, so that we ourselves glory in you in the church with the subject is of God for your patience and faith, all your persecution and tribulation that ye endure. this is a list of occult terms from A to Z. Now this is a list of occult symbols. Now this is world religions and occult symbols. Now, this is occult symbols. The United States government, like all governments on this earth, enact laws that are intended to make each and every one of us safe from organized crime, devil worship. One of the laws the United States organized enacted the Organized Crime Control Act of 1970. And Title 9 of the Organized Crime Control Act of 1970, the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act, the RICO Act, the Juvenile Justice and Legal Prevention Act of 1974 established the Office of Juvenile Justice and Legal Prevention, plus other related legislation. Comprehensive Anti-Gang Legislation, Office of Juvenile Justice and Legal Prevention, and the Comprehensive Gang Model Office of Juvenile Justice and Legal Prevention, the Bureau of Justice Assistance. Office of Justice Program, United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, Bureau of 3. Comprehensive Anti-Gang Condition Project State Neighborhood, United States Department of Justice, Office of Community-Oriented Police and Serve Comprehensive Anti-Gang Initiative, Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, Bureau of Justice Assistance, International Narcotics Law Enforcement Affairs, United States Department of State, Institute for Intergovernmental Affairs. Gang Resistant Education and Training and Grade Program. The United States Department of Justice, Office of Justice Program, Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention in October 2009. The National Youth Gang Center, which have been funded by the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention since 1995, merged with the National Gang Center, which have been funded by the Bureau of Justice since 2003. The National Gang Center compilates state laws against gang prevention overview research program. Mr. Jackson, Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention. The United States Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice Assistance, Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, National Gang Center book, and it's titled History of Street Gangs in the United States. You can also go to Wikipedia, the quick reference. You can find the same information and be titled Gangs in the United States. The United States Department of Justice, Office of the United States Attorney, Man, 1457, Criminal Street Gang Statute 18, United States Code 521. The United States Department of Justice Federal Bureau of Investigation, National Gang Intelligence Center. United States Department of Justice Organized Crime Gang Section, and there are other federal, state, and local agencies. The United States Department of Justice Office of Justice Program, National Institute of Justice, Anti-Gang Strategies, Prevention, Intervention, Assessment, Suppression. The United States Department of Justice Office of Justice Program, National Institute of Justice, the United States Department of Health and Human Services, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, National Center for Injury Prevention and Control, Change the Course, Preventing Gang Members, and also strive to reduce youth violence everywhere. The United States Department of Justice, United States Department of Education, United States Department of Health and Human Services, United States Department of Health, and the United States Department the National Forum, Youth Violence Prevention Forum. You go to u.gov, been formed by the National Forum, Youth Violence Prevention Forum. The United States Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice Assistance, National Crime Prevention Council, keeping kids out of gang. Anti-hazing. The United States Department of Justice. Hazing is a crime. You can go to lawyers.com, be informed about hazing. What I'm finna do, I'm finna end my first video, and it's gonna be titled, with today's date, it's gonna be titled with today's date, which is August the 5th, 2019, part one. It'll be titled with today's date and part one.